When there is work to be done, and you have the ability to do it, you do it as if there is no other choice. By Uma Shashikant. The amount of money you need after you stop working full-time can alter with every change in plan. This week's story is about a 50-year-old single woman, who is making plans for her retirement. She is a case study of an ideal manager of personal finances. She has saved regularly, invested diligently, owes no debt, has sensible spending habits and lives life by her terms. What is the story then? She has a dramatically new goal that turns everything she has done so far on its head. Before this change in plans, she had bought a house at a premium retirement village. She had imagined living there in the safety and security of a gated community, amidst like-minded people, eating at the multi-cuisine dining area, with medical facilities available on call. She had saved enough to manage her expenses and take holidays around the world as she had always dreamt of. But she has now changed her mind. Inspired by the social work that young people in her building did, that she decided to volunteer for an NGO over weekends. As she traveled with the youngsters to the interiors of India, teaching young children, working with rural women, and talking to underprivileged people who held tremendous indigenous wisdom, her view of the world altered dramatically. She thinks that opting for the comfort of the retirement village she has invested in would be an act of selfishness. She believes that there is work to do, and she would like to plunge into volunteering activity full-time, without waiting to retire. She now wants to rearrange her finances so that it can support her new life goals. What are the personal finance aspects she needs to think about? First, her new life choices will modify her expenses, and she will be surprised at how little she will spend on herself on a regular basis. Exposure to social work brings with it the responsibility for sustainable living and a minimalistic view of life. She will find that expenses on clothes, shoes, bags, jewelry and the like will become superfluous. Her joys will come from her work, rather than material objects money can buy. The acid test of whether she can pursue the new career she has in mind will be whether she can give up things that mattered to her earlier in her life as a working professional. Lower expenses on oneself means the amount of money she will draw from her savings will be lower, and her expectation of return from that corpus she has created will also be lower. Second, she will find that many of the assets she holds are no longer useful to her. She owns 3 properties, one she lives in, one that is kept locked, and one at the retirement village. She has 2 choices. 1. She can dispose what she does not need and utilize the funds for the causes that are dear to her. She can add a portion of the sale proceeds to her corpus too. 2. She can keep her properties but ensure that they earn her an income from rent. The choice she makes depends on how deep she wants to dive into her new choice of work. This applies to jewelry and other physical assets that she does not use. Third, she needs a plan for how much her new cause will need as monetary contribution. There is enough work to be done in the social sector, and there are several ways to contribute. She told me how she found that what she could bill as a professional per hour was a huge amount compared to the monetary value of work she did as a volunteer. This dichotomy is common when it comes to social causes. Many take the route of contributing money, doing what they do best in the market that pays them for doing so. But our friend here is making a strategic choice. She had decided to work for the NGO, so she brings in her time and expertise. She can contribute money out of her corpus, and she can mobilize money from people she knows. She needs a good plan of how she will manage both. Fourth, she has to make a decision about how much of her assets will be used on an ongoing basis for her living and her social work, and how much will be available to the social cause after her time. Being single with no dependents, she is free to allocate her resources and assets as she wishes. To concretize her vision for the use of her assets, she should write a will, and since her assets include property, she must get the will registered. She may not have enough assets to create a charitable trust, but she can specify through her will how her assets would be used after her time. Fifth, to be able to do what she has set out to do, she needs mental energy, focus, determination, and the financial wherewithal to make do with a smaller income. But more importantly, she needs good health. She laughs at the suggestion. Her work in the last few weeks has involved caring for the dying poor, and she scoffs at the thought of expensive hospitalization and Medicare. But we agree that she needs to care for her limbs and stay fit. More so when her work requires long hours and a degree of physical discomfort compared to her erstwhile life. She says that with sunshine and fresh air, she is likely enjoy better health. When we were speaking about her finances, she realized that the choice she is making was actually simplifying her life beyond what she had earlier imagined. She was enthused by the idea of traveling across villages in public transport and eating local food while working to make a difference. What about a backup? Another friend asked. What if she finds out that the new work that she is so enamored by sours after some time? What if she wants to return to the comforts of the retirement village? My friend's answer was inspiring. When there is work to be done, and you have the ability to do it, you do it as if there is no other choice. To hope to fall back on something of comfort is to be half-hearted in pursuit. Personal finance and investing are for hoarders, not doers, she said. I am still reeling from that impact. The author is chairperson, Center for Investment Education and Learning. Disclaimer: the opinions expressed in this column are that of the writer. The facts and opinions expressed here do not reflect the views of www.economictimes.com. Palace 2 goals AHA helps Palace triumph in Selhurst Goal Fest. Palace 2 goals AHA helps Palace triumph in Selhurst Goal Fest. Can I achieve my goal with these investments? Greenway's first goal helps Wild Wallop Jets. Late goal lifts Quakes into draw with Dynamo.